What's up, everybody? Welcome to the channel. OG here. Once again on stream, sharing this live, but I have an important topic to go over. It's kind of threefold, if you will. And the reason why it's so important is because it really shapes how you experience this football game, eFootball, right? When we go back and look at the roots of the game, which as we know with the 30th anniversary going on right now, that the game's been around for such a long time. And for anybody who's played the game for years, the older generations, you know that the calling card for Konami's football games has always been realism. Okay? The realism in eFootball, Winning 11, PES, International Superstar Soccer, all the names that the games from Konami have had over the years, that's what sets it out from, let's say, EA Sports' FC or the newer made UFL. Now, they did venture into some eras where they tried to go towards the arcade style because, and you can't blame them for this, that was the most popular game. They always beat out Konami. However, the true footballers, right, the true fans of Konami's games always stuck around and were playing, Konami's football games as a badge of honor to show they were true footballers, to show that they actually had skill in football on the sticks. And that's what eFootball, at least a good part of eFootball, still brings to the table, right? When you watch these highlights above even, they're showing McTominay right now, and they go through these all the time. They do a good job of really bringing together what the addictive part of the game is, right? When I watch these highlights more than anything, they make me want to play the game because there's so many realistic passing sequences, right? There's so much realistic build-up, realistic type goals. And when you're building up and creating those in-game, it brings that feeling that no other football game can bring you. Not EAFC, not UFL, right? There's too much of an arcade feel to everything, to the build-up, to scoring goals. The defending in FC, even though they went more manual, it still feels with the movement more arcade-like, right? Even though on the eFootball side, that's one of the things we're going over because their defense is totally unrealistic. It's one of the silliest parts of the game, and I can only imagine why they added it, right? But we'll get into that later. And so it's important because, for instance, as I entered Division 4 earlier, and it seems to be the case where as you climb the divisions, which because of a lack of content, divisions is going to be a lot of what you do when you play this game, which you love the game, right? You want to play it all the time, but you're playing PvP or AI, which, let's be honest, with Smart Assist, AI is more similar than ever to PvP because the AI is doing a lot of these Smart Assist users' work. And so as you get higher up in these rankings, you play more and more rats / Smart Assist users / some kind of spammers, whether it's constant through balls, whether it's constant rush defense, and then they maybe spam crosses to a bigger striker, or like I said, through balls, whatever it is. There's always something, and you face it more and more as you go up in the ranks, which means less and less real football, which is what this game is truly about. It's the best part of eFootball. And the crazy part is Konami is the one who added all this nonsense, ruining their game, okay? But Konami did it for money. So let me explain. You have this football game. You have this totally realistic game, but you're trying to make money. It is a business after all, right? And EA Sports FC, formerly FIFA, is constantly beating you out, beating you out, beating you out. And you have some players trickle over from FC, but then if they come over and they go, what? This game is way too difficult. I can't defend. I can't shoot. I can't score goals. Like, what am I going to do? I'm going back to FC. Or maybe I'm going to UFL nowadays, right? So what Konami does to keep these players around and to keep the money coming in from the player spins and all that, because they know they got a ton of people addicted. I know because I'm one of them. I understand it's a ripoff to go into here, right, and to spend hundreds on players. I mean, I'm dying to spend these 7,000 coins on Puskás or McTominay, even though, and I don't even need Thuram or Savic. I already emptied the box here. I already got Pele and Cruyff here. My lineup is set. and I'm saving those coins for other players. But that's what happens. You want to spend so bad, especially with a lack of content. So you go spend on these players you don't need, and then the new set of players that you want come out, and you put more money in and more money in. So how do they keep players to keep playing the game without saying, man, I just get my butt kicked, it doesn't matter who I get? They dumb it down. They add smart assist. They add a defensive system where you don't need any defensive skill or principles or whatever, even need to know how to defend in football. You just hold on the pressure buttons, either X with your player or R1, and the defenders get this huge speed boost and hawk down the ball. It leads to a lot of the non-football type of goals because defenders won't have time to react. Players will run through them and then take the ball on goal. It leads to a lot of breakdowns that otherwise wouldn't have occurred and shouldn't occur, right? But that's one of Konami's ways to keep these lower skilled players playing their game. But it still wasn't enough, right? Players still were saying, man, this game's too tough. I'm getting beat. I can't do this, that. So they add in Smart Assist. And the thing about Smart Assist, many players don't see just how much it does to help players and also ruin the game for many. Because for one, if you're playing an opponent with Smart Assist, all these things helping them are usually going to lead to a shift in what the game would have been. Let's say you would have won 2-0 without Smart Assist. With Smart Assist, you might lose 4-2, right? And then even if you decide, let's say, I know Smart Assist with this opponent, it's going to beat me. The only chance I have is turning it on, which is what I do on a game-to-game basis, right? I try never to use it, but sometimes you just know how the game's going to go. And I showed that earlier, right, with some of my games, where I could just tell with the way they were getting a few shots only still, but they were all going in. I was getting a million shots, and it just didn't matter. They were either utilizing the help they get from Smart Assist on defense, or their goalie just plays out of his mind. And that's, again, where people don't realize just how much Smart Assist helps. So then you turn on Smart Assist, right, and then you get wins like I did in the league, right? Right here, all three of these wins came from me recognizing my opponents, what they were doing, recognizing where the game could go without Smart Assist. I turned it on, including after taking a 3-1 lead without Smart Assist, and then the opponent was able to come back. So I went and switched it on, ended up winning 4-3. But the game was totally out of the opponent's hand. He started using every wrap maneuver on top of Smart Assist, and that's the stuff you got to deal with, right? And that's all Konami, additions. That's not things that they need to change in game, or things like UFL where they're glitches that the development company can't remove because they don't know how or aren't good enough to do it. These are all things Konami purposely added to give these lower skilled players chances to win. Fortunately, I came out on the right side, but many time players don't, and it's sad because it ruins what could be easily the very best football game. What we should be talking about is needing more content, needing better rewards, things like that. Adding dynamic shooting so that when you shoot, you actually have control of your aim. And like a green timed thing like FC has, they could do their own. eFootball doesn't have to be green timed or exactly the precision shooting FC uses, but just a way to make shooting skilled. So your placement as well as how you strike the ball, which is essentially what green time shooting comes down to, so that's implemented, right? The more skill gap, the better. The more user-controlled things, the better. And Konami's going this opposite route. So what I want to do is go into a Verse AI Divisions game with Smart Assist turned on, and I really want to break down every part that Smart Assist helps. The reason why it's important is because players know that it helps you shooting, they know it helps you passing, they know it helps you in some other areas, maybe defensively, but they don't know exactly how it helps you. They don't know exactly how much a player can gain. Like, I'm talking going from, let's say, a Division 7 player to like Division 4. I'm talking going from would have lost 3-4 nothing to ends up winning the game 3 or 4 nothing. I mean, it can be an insane shift. So as we get into it, right, many players just have Smart Assist set to on. I don't, so I'll have to go in, pause, and turn it on. How I've been approaching these games, I play against everyone without it, give them the benefit of the doubt. As soon as I see they have it, I make my decision, right? I'd rather keep it off, but if I notice, which we all play this game enough, or if you don't, you will, you'll eventually kind of feel the game out. You'll know when it's going to a direction where, okay, yep, I could see how this is going to go. If I don't turn Smart Assist on, this opponent's going to get what they want. They're going to get the win, right? Now, you could say everybody wants to win, right? But I'm talking about these opponents want it so bad that they'd rather sacrifice true competition, playing true football, right? They'd rather sacrifice that and win instead of actually working on their game, getting better. Maybe they lose, but they're playing football. And the beauty in that is you can keep working on getting better. That's part of what makes the game great. That's why these players using it. So see, it was on from that last experience against one of those 3 PvP division opponents. So we'll keep it on, and we'll go in here and see exactly how this goes. So just pay attention, and then we'll talk about it. All right, so Smart Assist versus the AI, which essentially is what's happening with me anyway. The Smart Assist is helping me out. That pass right there to Seedorf, this pass right there in the air, all I did was press triangle. Now I wish, and eventually I'll add a certain bot that has an overlay because the game doesn't have overlays like FC does, unfortunately. But what I can tell you is even when I pass the ball in the air, Smart Assist will choose exactly how and where the pass goes, right? Say I want to lead this player with a through ball like I just tried there. Because the defender was there, it played it to that defender's feet. Say I want to play the ball on the ground there, which I just tried, it put it in the air to Maldini. I just tried to play a through ball right there, but to my center mid on purpose because there was a defender there. But instead, it went down the line to the open player. So it doesn't only change what kind of pass you're making, it changes the direction. Right there, I tried to play it right at the defender, and Smart Assist will not let me. Okay? Shot it right at the goalkeeper there, guys. I purposely saw the goalie near post, and I aimed right at the goalkeeper, and yet the ball goes far post. Watch this goal again. I kicked to the defender right there. The game wouldn't let me. Right here, I had no aim on this through ball, no aim on that pass into Baggio, and then I tried to shoot at the goalie, and I couldn't even do it if I wanted to. Now, take that, this shot even, just this shot, aiming at the goalie compared to when you normally shoot. You'll aim to that far post, and the goalie will still save it. You'll aim to that far post, and it will go way wide or hit the post, right? I'm not saying that sometimes you don't score, but never can you aim it bad or overpower it, for instance, and have it not punish you. There is no such thing as being punished, right? Unless there is sometimes where you'll hit the post, sometimes where the goalie will save it, but never ever where you know you hit a bad shot, you overpowered it, you underpowered it, you didn't aim right, and it will still go in. That's where Smart Assist helps. It will take maybe certain instances, right, where you wanted to pass and you saw something Smart Assist didn't, right? Because you're a high skill player, but you're still using it. Let's just pretend. And so it screws you up on a pass where it goes in the air. If it went on the ground like you wanted, you would have connected it. Same way using pass assist 2 and 3 can sometimes hurt you because it almost won't let you pass some places that you want to, and it won't have the vision you do. So it will take away certain chances. It is frustrating there. But with Smart Assist, more often, way more often, will it help you than it will hurt you, okay? Now, you also got to remember a lot of these players, even the high-ranked ones, wouldn't even be there without it, without Smart Assist. So what I'm trying to say is like that pass right there, that shot right there, I'm doing nothing. That's what I wanted to test out. Everything I'm doing, I'm aiming at the exact wrong spot. And the ball is always going in the right spot. So it helps you way more than it hurts you. And when you say, well, these higher ranked players that are using it, man, it's BS because, you know, they're obviously good enough where they don't need it. Well, I got a different outlook. That is true where if you're in Division 1, 2, 3, you shouldn't be using Smart Assist. But the bottom line is many of these players would not even be Divisions 1, 2, and 3. They're only there because of Smart Assist. We're just assuming that many of these players were already at these top ranks and then use Smart Assist and they're still at the same rank. No way. Smart Assist helps you way too much. These are probably players that never seen the divisions they're in before, and Smart Assist is helping them so much that they're going from divisions 4, 5, and 6 to 1, 2, and 3, which is even more nonsense, right? Because it's giving players these accomplishments that they otherwise wouldn't have. They don't deserve them, which with any normal competitor, that would make you not even want to use Smart Assist. It would make you not want to play the game. Even when I used it in those 3 wins earlier, right, I was extremely pissed, and some people might say, like, well, why are you mad? You won. Other times, people, like, when I'm playing these rats and lose, they'll try to say, well, it's only because you're losing. Newsflash, I was just as mad, if not more mad, earlier, and I won every game. It's never about the losing versus these rats, right? Yeah, it's frustrating when you're playing rats and you end up losing when you know you would have won. But even when you win, like I did earlier, it's still no fun because it's taking away the point of turning on a football game. The point is to have fun playing football. And even when you have to turn on Smart Assist to beat these guys, which you don't every time, I'm not saying that. I beat them plenty, right? You see there, the Smart Assist hit the post, but I shot it at the goalie. I mean, if it would have shot it where I wanted, it wouldn't even have came close to scoring, even hitting the post. The goalie would have caught it. So the point is that these players utilizing this, right? These players utilizing this are obviously not normal competitors, because the way Smart Assist makes you feel using it, it's pointless. I wouldn't even play the game if this is all I was doing, right? So for them to use it willingly all the time and just have it on to rank up, look, that's smart. That was Smart Assist that chose that stunning shot. But that's the insane part. So then when I do turn it on because I see where the game's going, right, there's no satisfaction. Now for those who say, well, just no matter what, keep it off. It doesn't matter. You still have to change up how you play. You still have to change up how you play to beat the opponent. And it takes away still from the normal football you would play. For instance, right, when you have Smart Assist, you can go crazy defensively. You don't have to have any type of worrying about staying back or anything, because Smart Assist, and this is really what I wanted to go over, how much it actually helps these opponents. That's what many players don't realize. It will reorganize your defense for you. So you might pull a wingback way up, way out of position, right? And then it will move your players into a good position where either that player that you moved way up and out of position is being covered for. That player will recover quicker, right? The minute you choose a different player. You have extra animations. So say that you're defending, right? And a ball goes right by your leg. There's nothing you can do. The opponent scores. Well, if they have Smart Assist on and the ball is going in their vicinity, they'll have extra animations where the defender will stick their leg out and do like this little poke clear. They'll have extra sliding animations. They'll clear the ball off the line where your player won't, right? So that's huge. That helps you a ton defensively. Players usually focus on the fact that the shooting and the passing changes, but what about all the defensive help? The reorganization of defense, right? Covering for you when you just press X in R1 and go to try to pressure your opponent, which helps a lot because pressuring is overpowered. However, when your opponent does eventually break you down because you're running like crazy all over, you're all out of position, instead of being rewarded, you have the AI helping them still stay organized, right? So now you have defensive help. Then you get the ball and you're moving it up. So now you're passing. Notice this whole game, I've been just passing everywhere the defenders are. I'm literally trying to make mistakes here. Look at this. I'm trying to make mistakes here. Look at this. I mean, no matter what I do, I'm in a tough, overly crowded area. And yes, it ends up hitting the post again. But no matter what I do, I'm keeping the ball. I'm creating chances, right? Now, this is a good little side note, which we might as well address. When I talk about dynamic shooting, how many times have I hit the post, right? How many times? Now, let's say that I was aiming for that corner and I kept hitting the post. There's got to be something, just like a real player would do, to put it in your hands where you can go practice in the training grounds, or you can go practice in other games. So now instead of hitting the post, you curled right in the corner. Meaning, okay, you got to power it up less. See how you're reaching the tip of the red area? It needs to only go in the yellow. Then you need the green time, right? Double tapping the shoot button right when your foot strikes the ball, which emulates, right, striking the ball flush. They can add these two things just like FC did. It's not like it's rocket science, but it's almost like Konami wants to keep the game dumbed down, once again, for the same players they're putting Smart Assist in for the same players they're putting this unrealistic defense where all I've been doing defensively is holding down X, holding down R1, okay? Holding down X, holding down R1. The AI is keeping my defense organized. When I do win the ball, it doesn't matter where I aim, what I do. Look at that. I mean, it just played a dang near perfect ball. It was a little off, but for what I tried to do there, I mean, think about every time I get the ball, I'm literally aiming at a defender. With Smart Assist off, I'll show you what it looks like without Smart Assist in a sec. So now I just hold down R1 and X again, and I win it right back, and now I just hold down X, until eventually I get a shot off. Now I'm going to turn Smart Assist off, and I'm going to show you the difference, okay? And if you want, you can rewind the game back and compare it, but you probably remember. So now I go to the command settings, I turn Smart Assist off. Now watch this. I want to go short so I can try to keep it off sides. Another thing that Smart Assist will help. Just imagine, with Smart Assist, they are moving as if they're controlling the whole team. The only difference is now you have the power to move, press the shoot button, press the pass button, but they're doing everything else. I can't even get one pass off, much less a series of them. There's no change. Like earlier, there was one where I wanted to take a one-time shot, and I tried to take it, and it took a two-time shot. And if it would have took a one-time shot, they would have got it off, and it got blocked. But it went back to my player. The next one, right? Sorry, it's reverse. I went for a two-touch shot. It took a one-time shot and got blocked. Okay, if they would have took the touch like I wanted, it probably would have scored. But a second later, okay, I tried to do the opposite and take that one-time shot. Now that time it got blocked. They decided to take an extra touch. See, look, I mean, I can't even get anything off. The power is not changing anymore. Look at this. Look at the difference. I can't even connect one pass, much less 4, 5, and 6. It's not adjusting the power or the direction anymore. I mean, it changes everything. What you are seeing, the reason why you're seeing those mistakes, if you're saying, oh, well, you're just trying to make those mistakes. I was trying to make them with Smart Assist. That's the point. You can't make mistakes even when you want to. Even holding down R and X, right? It's not as clean winning the ball. Look at this. I can't, it won't let you. It won't slide. It won't change. What the game was doing earlier, which you guys couldn't see, especially with the overlays, is it was changing all that. Where that went right to the defender, it was changing it to a through ball. You understand what I'm saying? So the game totally is doing with Smart Assist. So imagine this is what your opponents, not your parents, your opponents are getting help with. They get to keep the ball no matter what. They don't even have to have any skill. Look at this. I can't even keep the ball how I was earlier to the point where I create passing chances. Notice that the ball, look where the ball's at. Look where it's at every time. The defenders aren't automatically clearing it, so I was lucky not to lose it there. And that's the difference. Now, if you watch that little bit, the next one I'll start with Smart Assist off. Then I'll turn it on, and I'll show you the same thing. So, defensive organization. Automatic clearances. So all those tackle back goals that you're giving up, your opponent never has to worry about it. All those times that you're getting those close calls, right, and their team's clearing it off the line, getting those random animations you never see your defense do, then your opponent gets it, and their passes are going right by your defender's legs. They're those little chip crosses where your defenders aren't jumping or the attacker's reaching around your defender when you're in a perfect spot to mark. That's all Smart Assist helping, right? We didn't even get into that part of it. Everybody who's played against Smart Assist has experienced this at least once, probably more times. But it basically will freeze up your team too. It's not only helping their team, but it will make it where you can't intercept certain passes. You can't jump up and win certain crosses in the air. It gives them to the opponent, which is insanity. And it's now a thing. It's now a new rat thing, similar to if you play UFL, there's glitches where the development team messed up and the defense like locks up. It's something in the coding. So you have low skill players that can't break down a defense for real, can't attack for real. They'll just go for the same play over and over and over to try to lock up the defense so they can get automatic chances. So if you think about that in UFL terms, there's now a way, and I'll try to show you it once I have Smart Assist on, where you can dribble up, do a short little dink cross. By dink cross, I mean very low powered from like a couple yards away. The defense, no matter what, won't be able to get it, and you'll be able to head it right in. By the way, when you head the ball, once again, you don't got to aim, you don't do anything. You just press the O button or whatever your shoot button is, and it will actually power up your header and place it perfectly. So once again, imagine players using this. Imagine how much higher these players are getting. So when you're playing these quote-unquote high-ranked opponents and thinking, I can't believe a Division I player is using this, remember, you're most likely playing a player that without Smart Assist, right? Because we've had it for a few different seasons now. Those previous seasons where you're seeing their rankings, top Division 1, Division 2, probably only there because of Smart Assist. Otherwise, you probably see Division 4, 5, 6. Who knows? Now, that very first season, notice here, no Smart Assist. Look at the difference. Now, the very first season, okay, when you were seeing Division 1 players use Smart Assist, yes, 100%. Those are losers that had the skill to get to Division 1 and 2 and still decided to turn on Smart Assist because they had to win. They had to win, and apparently they couldn't do it without Smart Assist. And I noticed that they were the same ones that were also using all the spamming methods to get to D1, and also using, whether it was spamming methods or this is still a spamming method, but the crossing, getting Kohler and maybe Luka, putting all heading attributes and just having edge crossing midfielders on both sides and just spamming crosses, or constantly rushing on defense and then spamming through balls over and over. So basically they were doing everything they could to not play football. It's just that Smart Assist added an extra layer of that. So when they got to Division 1, it's not necessarily that they had all this great eFootball skill. They just had the skill of a rat, like the high-skilled rats. Because there's absolutely skill in being a good rat, right? Just like there's skill in being a good player. The pathetic thing is that if these players put it all the time in that they took becoming like quote-unquote good rats, they could have got better at the game. Maybe they would have been Division 2 or 3 or 4 instead of 1 or 2 or 3, but it would have been playing football. It would have actually been playing the sport that they turn on to play a simulation of. That's the reason I know that they're not normal competitors that have integrity, that want to play because they love the beautiful game, because they love football, and they love video games, and you combine those. These are something else. These are people who lose so much they need to win at something. I mean, God only knows what the reason they would waste their time to get victories like the way they do, but they do, and it ruins it for the rest of us. So now I'm going to pause. I'm going to turn Smart Assist on, okay? Once again, all effort's going to go out the window, meaning I'm just going to pass, shoot, pass. No aim, no care if the defender's in my way or not, no care about exactly who's open or not. It's just pass, shoot, pass. On defense, it's just hold down R1 and X, because now I have the Smart Assist covering for me. Look at that ball right away. Just perfect balls the whole way through. Okay, so that one got intercepted. Darn. No big deal. I get it back within 2 seconds. Right? They chose to put that in the air there. I think you guys get what I'm saying by now with that. Like every single pass, they're going to make better than what it would have been without Smart Assist. Right? And there lies the problem. Every aspect of the game takes these players from very low level to very high level, at least compared to where they would have been, right? So we'll keep going with that, and I'll try to see if I can get those passes that I'm talking about where you should easily be able to intercept it. You should easily be able to win the aerial duel based on the positioning of the players, but instead what happens is the opponent ends up winning the ball, and you can just tell it's from an unusual animation, an unusual movement, and that's all because of Smart Assist. Those animations are unusual because when you don't use Smart Assist, you don't get them, okay? And remember, this is against AI too. So essentially, it's AI versus AI with a little tiny bit of interference from my team right now with Orange, who's using AI. So we'll go red bar. Once again, just running around like chickens with our heads cut off. Perfect pass. I was going, if you didn't notice. Okay, so if you look at my body language there, if you look at what I was trying to do, for one, I was going out wide left to Seedorf on that through ball. Instead, it plays a perfect through ball to Baggio. And then I went for a shot. The total, look at this. You can see by the body language. So look, I'm going for Seedorf there. Didn't care if there's a defender. It goes to Baggio. I'm looking to the whole opposite side of the goal there, and it just totally ignores it and goes where it could perfectly finish. Unbelievable. And now think about all the help that opponents are getting. So when you're playing Smart Assist, remember this. And if you're one of those players that's saying, well, you can beat it, it's not helping them that much, it's hurting me because of passes, you're absolutely wrong, right? It can maybe mess you up 7, 8, 10, 12 passes. But all of this help combined is no doubt more. I mean, look at that ball. Look at this, guys. You just don't get that. I didn't even see that run by Cruyff. That was an incredible pass. Go back and look at that. I'm not saying that we can't make incredible plays, but man, I wasn't even close to looking at that. And think about where these players are. A much higher level than a lot of these smart assist using players. And I didn't even come close to seeing that pass. It's that powerful. So with that being said, I want you to think about this. There's two options. You can keep quiet, keep playing the game like it is, and just say, oh well, right? And just suffer through it. Lose games that you normally wouldn't have lost. Win games that you had to turn smart assist on that just turned what would have been a fun session into a nightmare just to get wins to beat these losers using smart assist. You could totally quit and leave the game and just say, I'm just not playing. Or you could fight to try to get the game back that we've had for over 30 years and that we love. And that even though the development company themselves that gave us this great game sold us out, we are what makes this game. We are the most important part. Without the players, there is no game. Think about this. If Konami went away and another company took over, the game would still live on because players would be here to play it, right? If we went away, the players went away. Konami could keep making a game, but it wouldn't matter. Because if no one buys the players, if no one plays a game, it's as good as not existing. We make the game. So the more of us that accept that we can make a change, stop saying, oh, well, they don't care. They're making too much money. Oh, well, right? And have the attitude that at the very least, I'm going to make my voice heard about what this is doing, about my discontent with the game right now, about wanting to get back to its roots. Wanting, for instance, I don't care about Master League, but I know many players want it. So I'll constantly say, bring back Master League for the players among other content, right? Bring back the editing mode that you guys made famous when you said, okay, we can't get the licenses, but we can do you one better, right? How much fun was it using that editing mode to create the old Total 90 kits? How fun was it using the editing mode to create the Nike sign to make our own legit kits? Right? I mean, there's so many things Konami could do nowadays because they've already done them back before they had all this technology at their fingertips. So we know they could bring all this stuff back. And if we keep fighting for it, we can get bigger and bigger and bigger because there's players all around the world that feel this way. They just need a voice to get behind. They just need a channel to get behind. Channel and preferably channels. But I get that a lot of these bigger content creators either want to stay on the good side of Konami. They don't want to rock the boat and maybe cause their viewers to not even like eFootball and maybe go to FC or UFL so they ignore the issues, right? But if we all band together, voice our discontent, at the very least there's hope to get eFootball back to what it should be and what it could easily be because the good football is there at the core of this game. Smart assist, the overpowered defense, and then they need to start adding the skilled shooting, more skilled defending, right? More modes, better rewards, things like that. But just a removal right off the bat of smart assist and the overpowered defense, overhauling that. And they got themselves literally way closer, like if not already surpassing FC as the best football game out. And from there, it's easy breezy, right? We just got to get Konami to not only stop adding this nonsense, but to remove the nonsense they added. And if we band together, we can do it. So, if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like. If you're watching the stream, leave a like. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Join our Discord. The link is in the YouTube bio. This goes for anybody on the stream that's new right now, or if you're watching the video. And as always, keep grinding, keep having fun. I'll see you on the next one. Peace out.